What's up? What's happening? What is going on, Cantaloupes? In order to be considered a great quarterback, you need to be able to make plays happen, but you also need to limit bad plays from happening. That is what separates the best from the rest, but all legends have a bad day. Many of the top quarterbacks have had really, really bad days. They didn't just throw 3 interceptions, 4 interceptions, but 5 or more. Quick honorable mention, Nathan Peterman threw 5 interceptions in the first half of his first NFL start. Wait for it. Nathan Peterman! I'll just keep finding ways to do that. Today we present 10 great NFL quarterbacks who threw 5 or more interceptions in a game. And a huge shout out to Heaven Moke for suggesting this video. Fran Tarkenton. Though Tarkenton is by far the most decorated quarterback in Minnesota Vikings history, he struggled, especially early in his career. Back in a 1962 game, Tarkenton's Vikings visited the Packers. Vince Lombardi and his defense were more than prepared for Tarkenton. He tossed 5 interceptions and the Pack cruised to a 34-7 victory. Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben has been one of the game's top quarterbacks for over a decade, but oh my God, how bad was he in that 2017 outing against the Jaguars? So bad that Ben confessed to the media maybe he didn't have it anymore, which is huge. In that game, Roethlisberger completed 33 passes for 312 yards. Good on paper, but he also tossed 5 interceptions. 2 of them were returned for touchdowns. The good news is Ben bounced back nicely following that awful outing. He still hasn't. Norm Van Brocklin, the Dutchman, was among the most prolific NFL quarterbacks in the 1950s and early 60s. God, I used to love watching him in childhood. Yes, I'm 70 years old now. He won NFL championships with both the LA Rams and Philadelphia Eagles while winning the 1960 NFL MVP award. But in 1951, he tossed 5 interceptions. He went on to then toss 6 interceptions in a game on 3 different occasions. Bart Starr, 5 NFL championships and 2 Super Bowl rings. Tom Brady, no! Bart Starr is the NFL's ultimate winner. But no matter how great Starr was, he wasn't immune to awful performances. In a 1967 game against the Bears, Starr tossed a woeful 5 interceptions. Green Bay turned the ball over 8 times in that game, but the funny part is they still won 13-10. Dan Marino. Marino is without a doubt the greatest quarterback who never won a Super Bowl ring. He's also in the club of the greatest quarterbacks who threw 5 interceptions in a single game. In a 1988 game against the Jets, Marino had an insane 521 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just so happened to also throw 5 interceptions, and the Dolphins lost by 14. Kurt Warner, Super Bowl champion, 2-time NFL MVP, Hall of Famer, also a man who threw 5 interceptions in a game on 2 separate occasions. The first came in a 2007 game against the Seahawks, and his Cardinals lost by 21 points. The next came 2 years later, where the Carolina Panthers had a field day on Warner. Terry Bradshaw, the 4-time Super Bowl champion and Steelers legend, was the ultimate game manager of the 70s. With a great defense and rushing game supporting him, Bradshaw really just had to limit his turnovers, and I'll be honest, he really did it. He threw over 20 interceptions in 5 individual seasons, but hey, he won Super Bowls. He did throw 5 picks in the game against the San Diego Chargers. Brett Favre. Favre is second all-time in career touchdowns and passing yards, but he's also the all-time leader in interceptions. And we wouldn't want it any other way. The ultimate gunslinger. Favre faced the Rams in the 2002 NFC divisional round. Favre tossed 6 interceptions while the Packers turned it over a whopping 8 times. The Rams crushed the Packers 45-17. Oh, and while we're at it, Favre also threw 5 picks in a 2005 game against the Bengals. I'm honestly surprised Favre only threw 5 or more picks twice in his career because it's Brett Favre. Johnny Unitas. Considering how much he revolutionized his position, many NFL historians like to consider Unitas among the absolute greatest quarterbacks ever. He won 3 NFL championships, a Super Bowl, and captured 3 MVP awards. But Unitas has also had his fair share of bad games. He had 4 instances of tossing 5 interceptions in a game in 1960 and a bunch of other years also. Peyton Manning, 2 Super Bowl rings, 5 league MVPs, the most touchdowns and passing yards in history, and a couple great SNL skits. Peyton Manning has the ultimate resume, but as a member of the Colts, Manning was basically allergic to beating the Chargers. In a 2007 game, Manning tossed a whopping 6 interceptions against San Diego. Amazingly, the Colts only lost the game by 2 points. Adam Vinatieri missed an easy field goal late in the game and cost Indianapolis a win. Don't you hate that? Manning tossed 6 interceptions, yet for some reason I'm blaming the kicker on the loss. Oh well. What other great quarterbacks threw 5 or more picks in a game? Join me in the comment section down below. If you like this video, if you're new to Total Pro Sports, subscribe. Until next time, I'm Mike Cantalupo. Thanks for watching.